You are now live.
Hi, I'm Jack,
Hi, I'm Bobby.
and we're here today about Bobby's book, but whatever I did with it,
Right here.
no, I was looking for the shirt.
Oh, is it right
Oh,
here?
here it is. We're not professionals at this, so anyway, we're kind of new at all this. We're not like our kids. But anyway, I do want to put out there, first of all, for St. Jude, even if you don't buy the book, donate to the people. They're helping these kids that have cancer and stuff. And we donate to them off and on every chance we get. So I want to get it out there because I do have one friend that his granddaughter has cancer. She's probably about 5 years old now. They've taken very good care of her at pretty well no cost to the parent. So donate to these people. It's a good cause. So now we're going to move on to the book, and you'll have to kind of overlook me because I'm 3/4 blind, so I'm going to kind of read this and ask Bobby some questions here. So to start with, I've got a longtime friend that's been with me all my life, and he's kind of shy, and so if he says things, just you might have to overlook him, ignore him. But he's kind of shy, but once you get to know him, you can't get him to shut up. But he's been with me forever. So anyway, I want to present my long life friend, Mr. Sock. Now, say hi to the folks. Hello. So anyway, he's going to be here with us today, and he's going to help us out. So anyway, the other thing we want to get to next, how to find the book. So tell us how to find the book, Bobby.
We are, if you go to store.bookbaby.com/profile/Bobby Murphy, that's Bobbie Murphy, you could go straight to my profile through my publishers and get it. You can also find it at these listings up here: Amazon, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Baker & Taylor, and iBooks, and as you can see, many, many more. We are in hardcover, paperback, and ebooks.
E-book?
Ebooks.
Okay. Don't be laughing at Mr. Sock. He's not a professional. If you notice, he hasn't said a whole lot, so that's a good sign. All right. So now that we know where to find a book and everything, let's move on to people have kind of don't know the difference between fiction and nonfiction. So I'm going to let Bobby explain that. Mr. Sock, he wants to explain it, but we're not going to let him do it.
Okay. There is a big difference between fiction and nonfiction. Now, when I wrote this book, I listed it as a fiction book with real life events in it, stuff that's happened in my childhood. And you can do that with fiction books. You could intertwine fiction and reality into the books. I'm sorry.
Mr. Sock hasn't said it. Mr. Sock's been really pretty good.
Nonfiction is 100% facts.
Mr. Sock, we're waiting.
But yes,
Tell us the difference.
The characters in this book, for example, like the character in this book, oh my god, I'm crying. The character in this book, Uncle Mike, he's actually based off of several uncles I grew up with. If it was a nonfiction book, I would actually have to discuss every single one of those uncles, but I made it easy on myself.
Mr. Sock,
But yes, this is a fiction book Based on real life.
Bobby. That was the sock. You gotta zip it for a minute. You ain't finished.
Anyways, I'm done. That's good.
All right, so let's move on to the next one here. We've somewhat got what the difference is between fiction and nonfiction, but anyway, let's see here.
Yes. Oh God.
Anyway, I think I'll pass maybe on the next one. I do got a question because me and Mr. Sock, we're not big readers, but we're reading a book, and some of the questions that Mr. Sock had was, well, you tell it, Mr. Sock. Uncle Mike. I really love Uncle Mike.
Yes, Uncle Mike is
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Uncle Mike, I've read it. I think Uncle Mike is the greatest person in the world. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better relative. Ain't that right, Mr. Sock? Yes.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, Mr. Sock had another question. So I'm going to let him ask that question. Whatever happened to your boyfriend, Brian? I want an answer.
Read the book. Read the book and you can find out about Brian and Uncle Mike.
Is that all you're going to tell us? He was your boyfriend? We don't know really what happened to him. Do you? You don't know? All right, Mr. Sock, you were cracking up Miss Bobby. Let's go on to the next thing. All right. Is there going to be a second or a third book?
Yes, we are in negotiations and we do got a sealed thing. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all can see Mr. Sock's bow tie. He's very dapper. Yes, there will be a second and a third book. The series will be called Bonnie. Made it pretty simple. Into the Darkness is this book. Next book is going to be called Darkness. And the book that follows that is going to be called Into the Light. And they all will be released on Halloween of each year.
Into the darkness, into the light.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did you get that, Mr. Sock? Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's go on now to the drawing.
Yes, we are actually having a. Don't look at me, Mr. Sock. Make me blush. We are having a drawing that will be. We will announce the winners on December 12th. There will be 12. There will be 12 winners. First and second place will receive a signed hardcover copy of Into the Darkness, and there will be 10 winners for the poster that we're giving away of the cover of Into Darkness, and I will sign that as well. All you have to do is like, follow us, and comment in this video. You distracted me. In the comment section, tell us who inspires you, and we are having somebody that's not connected to us, so there's nobody off limits who's going to be picking the winners. There will be 12 winners. It's going to be, enter it. If you know somebody that likes thriller books, this will be a great Christmas present for them, especially a signed copy. And we will be picking those on December 12th. You just remember, just gotta follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or all three. Comment, and keep watching us.
Is that all?
That's all. That's all.
All right. Mr. Sock, he's got a favorite fan of his. Me and Mr. Sock watch this guy all the time. And I'm just going to tell you, he's hilarious. And anyway, we got him on the screen. There he is. And I want Bobby first to tell everybody how you can find him.
Yes.
Because this guy, for nothing, has really helped us out with this book. And Mr. Sock, it's one of his favorite characters. Now, me and Mr. Sock watch it all the time. Now, if Mr. Emery, is that his name?
Emery King.
All right. So if he says something you don't like, people, I tell my kids this all the time. There's an off button on your phone. You can always turn it off. Apparently, a lot of you don't know the difference between comedy and what's real. So, and Mr. Sock's going to get into that because Mr. Sock's got a couple questions for him, and so anyway, have you said where we could find?
Yes, you can find Emery King. He's on Facebook. It'd be Emery King Live. He's a great guy. You can also find him on Instagram and on TikTok. That's Amiri King, King. He is a great comedian, hilarious. We love him. We try to catch every single one of his shows.
Okay.
He's a stand-up, all around great guy, great dad. Follow him.
Is that it?
That's it. That's where I'm in there.
All right.
Yep.
So Mr. Sock, Mr. Emery, he's got a question for you.
Yeah.
So he's going to ask you a question.
Emery King.
Mr. Emery, I got a big question for you from your last show. Hey, he's not live. You mean he passed away? No. Hey, he did pass away. He's not live on the TV. You have to look at the camera over there. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. King, I just want to know on your last show, do I have the arm disease? Is it true? I think I've got it. But call me and let me know, or at least call Bobby. I think I've got the arm disease. But anyway, I think you might have a tongue disease too. So if you can answer that for him, Mr. Murray, we would sure appreciate it.
Not Murray, Emery.
Oh, Emery. Well, Mr. Sock keeps telling me something different. So, I was trying to think if there was anything else. You had the Band-Aid show on there. So Mr. Sock, he just wanted to let everybody know he's kind of the same way when it comes to Band-Aids. He's really picky. Now, he actually wears SpongeBob Band-Aids. I love SpongeBob Band-Aids. All right, so let's move on from that with our buddy. I think that's all the questions. That all the questions you got for him, Mr. Sock? Yeah. Do I got the arm disease? Bobby, do I got the arm disease?
I'll let Emery King answer that.
Okay. All right. So anyway, we're gonna move on. Okay. So we're kind of moving on. So I'm gonna kind of let Mr. Sock out of this one because this is kind of on the family thing. We're gonna talk a little about family. I think people ought to know things about different families and stuff. So anyway, in our family, of course, everybody that's on the internet knows the famous Montana. She's on there all the time. All right, so everybody knows her. We got a boy here. He's our special effects when it comes to the TV. So we want to thank him for that. We have 2 cats. They're probably as spoiled as much as the kids are, or maybe worse.
Oh yeah, definitely worse.
So anyway, let's put one of our family members. Let's put Boone on there because there's Boone. He's a family member. Now, my wife says I'm old and senile because of course you can see I talk to my socks. I dress my cats up, and so I am kind of old and senile and all that stuff. I've got very good. Now I'm going to say this on my side of the family. I've got really good brother-in-laws. I don't have any sister-in-laws on my side of the family. It's just brother-in-laws. Anyway, my sisters and my brothers are the kindest people in the world. I want to put that out there. I love them to death, and they always got nothing but good things to say.
Always supportive.
Always supportive. Yeah, yeah. But then on the other hand, you have Bobby's side of the family. All right, so anyway, on the book, a lot of people want to know if it's true or fiction. Now, this is just my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. I can see where the book is true. Because believe me, I know her family, and we're going to get in a little bit of that with her family. So, anyway, to start with, I'm not supposed to give out any names. So, I'm just going to put it out there. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, it's of course on my wife's side of the family, has apparently been trying to send me some messages. Now, they've been sending their messages through my daughter, Montana. Now, I've got a few of these on here because I'm not, they don't, people don't want me to give out names. So, you've probably seen it on some of Montana stuff yourself. So I'm going to answer some of those questions for her. So anyway, I'm going to put it out there. When it comes to my sister and brother-in-law, on Bobby's side of the family, all right, I'm going to put it out there. They're liars. They're thieves. They're con artists. That's why we have the dolphins, because the dolphins that are up here remind me of them. That way I'll never forget them. So anyway, I went over all these emails that my sister-in-law sent my daughter. All right, now I'm just going to put it out there. My daughter, and I'm going to just say she had a lot of problems in her younger years, and she has off and on seen a psychiatrist, and I want to say sorry to my kids because I never call them my stepkids. My kids are my kids. They're not stepkids. So I apologize because I have to say that so people understand the story. All right, so when she was about 4 years old, a lot of things happened to her from her real dad. All right, so she's seen psychiatrists, and we've been to court over it, and her real dad's not allowed to see her over all this. So then her grandparents, now on Bobby's side, have sent her recently sent her stuff that says it wasn't your real dad that did this stuff to you, it was your stepdad. Now, if that was the case, my daughter's now almost 20 years old. She still lives with us because she does have a lot of problems. And me and Bobby call her our special needs child. She knows it. She deals with it. All right. So anyway, they're putting out these comments for people to see. So I'm just going to put it out there so you know what the true story is. So we're going to move on from the worthless grandparents on Bobby's side for now. All right, so anyway, her aunt, who sent her all these emails, I just want you to know you're a piece of crap. You're a snake in the grass because you actually come out, you make your bite, and then you want to disappear like I had nothing to do with it. But when you send these emails, I'm going to put them on there, and I'm going to read them. If you want it to get to millions of people, I'm going to help you get it to millions of people. All right, so one of the biggest things is you tell her you blocked her on Facebook and blocked all us, and then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, you unblock so you can start trouble with her. All right, now don't unblock it. It falls back to the thing you got. There's an off button. Turn it off. If you're going to block us, don't unblock it. We really don't want to hear this nonsense, but if you want to get the story out there, I'll get it out there for you. That's the whole reason why I'm on here and Montana isn't. Because I'm giving Montana that break from your nonsense. All right? Now, before you went to swim with the dolphins, or, yeah, it was before. Let's just get it out there. One of your things in here is that you stated, I paid for the truck, I've got receipts. All right, now I've got a printer. I can print out all kinds of receipts too. But if you want to lie about this stuff and make it look like we're the liars, let's just give Mr. Chuck a call. I ran into Mr. Chuck. He's a good friend of mine. And he got the same story I got. Because your guys' famous story is, I'll pay you when I get my taxes. Now, your receipts, Mr. Chuck would like to see them too. So if you let me know, I can get Mr. Chuck. We can drive down there and we can see your receipts. So I'm not going to go any further with that because it's really a bunch of nonsense. But now, if you want to send stuff,
Racial slurs.
well, that's coming next. But if you want to send stuff, you can send it to Bobby or you can send it to Mr. Sock. Now, Mr. Sock, tell her where you can get this stuff. You can send it to Mr. Sock, www.idon'tgiveashit.com. All right, so there you got it. You know where to send this. You don't have to send it to my daughter anymore. All right, so now let's move on to the grandparents. Now, when I say grandparents, I'm talking about on Bobby's side, of course, not my side.
Montana's grandparents.
Yeah, Montana's grandparents. All right, now this is covered from grandparents. I want to put that up there because I'm not allowed to say any names. Now, I don't know if you can really see it, but I'm going to read part of it to you. It starts out, I'm really not going to go into this because it's racial stuff. What else am I trying to say? It's racial, slander. Me and Bobby, we have friends from all walks of life. I mean, I'm talking all life. They come from Jamaica. They come from Cuba. They come from all over. We ain't gonna get into that. But anyway, some of our friends are making racial slurs about, and so we're not even gonna go there with that one. But I do want to read what their grandparents sent to all of us. All right, everyone in your family we hate. All of you are disgusting. Waste of life. You are nothing, absolutely nothing. You're narcotic. You're a fat bitch. Hope you die a slow car death. Now here's the good one. They're talking about their grandkids. They can say whatever they want about me and Bobby. All of you die in a car wreck would really make my day. I want you to see it. That's their grandparents. You're no different than my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. You are flat disgusting. Now, one thing that really gets me, I want to bring this out. You call her a fat bitch. Buddy, you weigh 800 pounds. You've never worked a day in your life. You draw a check from the taxpayers. The taxpayers feed you. It's out there, buddy. Keep sending this shit because I'm going to still keep putting it on. You want it to get to millions of people. We got millions of fans. I'm going to put it out there. That's all I'm going to say on that. Did I have a list of some other stuff now? We're going to move on because these people are not really even worth talking about. Huh?
Book tour.
Oh, book tour. Oh, but I have to mention this first because my sister-in-law, when she sent these emails to my daughter, now get this. They have stolen in Missouri from people all the way from Camdenton to Fulton. All right? they did this so they could go to the Gulf Shores to swim with the dolphins. Now, in these email letters, now she did some online schooling. I'm proud of you. You did some online schooling. You accomplished something. All right. You send out words to my daughter that you don't know what the meaning is, so you need to do some more online schooling. All right. So you became millionaires overnight, pretty well. It's in these emails. So anyway, you bought a $1 million condo so you can see the ocean. Proud of you there too, because I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty well off, but I can't even afford a condo looking at the dolphins. You probably own a few of them by now. All right. I had a few other things, but I'm kind of old. I'm kind of senile, so I'm forgetting a lot of it. Hopefully,
the fancy cars.
Oh yeah, Mr. Sock brought that up. I'm glad you remember that. They drive Ferraris. I'm happy.
It's mostly.
You steal from the taxpayer. The taxpayers are buying your food. You live in $1 million condo. You own your own dolphins. Now you own Ferrari? 2. Oh, you own 2 Ferraris. Oh, man, you guys are doing damn good down there. I tell you, you probably own your own jet and helicopter. So, you know, I know you said you was going to Brazil. So, if you take the boat and you're taking your $1 million helicopter, you want to go on the Royal Caribbean, because the Royal Caribbean does have a place on the front of the deck you can land your helicopter. So you might feed your bull crap to your side of the family, the rest of the world, but you ain't gonna feed it to me, because I know it ain't the truth. Taxpayers is feeding you. So hope you're enjoying them steaks at that $1 million condo. All right, so anyway, I want to move on after that nonsense. So does Mr. Sock. Please do. All right, let's see. Oh, we want to talk about a friend that's on the cruise. People, we have met, God. Hundreds. We've met retired police officers. We've met
military.
I mean, we've met
every walks of life that you can find living.
Yeah, they're from everywhere. If you ever get a chance to go on a ship cruise, people, you got to do it. You will meet the best people you'll ever meet. Now, Mr. Sock on his last cruise, he actually picked up 2, not 1. He picked up 2 twin sisters, and he still talks to them every day. They talk to you
3-4 times a day.
Talk to Mr. Sock. But anyway, Mr. Sock, here's the story, and I should let him tell it. So you tell it, Mr. Sock. You tell it. Anyway, I was out on the sun deck. Of course, I was with Mr. Murphy. We were out sunning, enjoying ourselves, and this twin comes along. 2 twins. So anyway, they actually take me down, starting towards their cabin. I thought we was maybe gonna do the twister with the sister or something. Anyway, we stopped along the way. Anna Maria, she throws me in the washer. Then her twin sister says, "Get some extra soap." Now, if that is not fun on a boat with twin sisters, I don't know what is. Mr. Sock, you're cracking me up. Don't pick up any more girls on the cruise, please. They call you every night. And you got to remember, you're always with me, so I'm always hearing what's going on. So keep your love things about being in the washer together to yourself. Now, I'm going to throw you a little hint. I think the extra soap came along because maybe he was smelling just a little bit. I might have been. You've been out in the sun all day. What do you mean, might have been? I know you was. So, anyway, we're getting ready to go on another cruise in a couple of weeks. Now, his girlfriends are going to be on there. So, anyway, his girlfriend, one of them's Anna Marie, the other one's Diana. Who knows who you'll pick up next? I don't know. But anyway, Mr. Sock has as much fun as we do. So, anyway, let's see if we got anything else on there. Oh, yeah, we don't want to miss this. Mr. Sock wants to tell you the chicken story.
Oh,
now, he actually wanted to tell Mr. Maury there the chicken story.
Not Maury. Emery King.
Emery. I'm sorry. Me and Mr. Sock, we're old. You know how that goes. But anyway, me and Mr. Sock, we're hillbillies. Let's start with that. So when it comes supper time, me and Mr. Sock always watches for the neighbor to run over a critter. Then we know what we're going to have for supper that night. So anyway, Bobby sends me and Mr. Sock down to the local grocery store. And she tells us, I want you to get a whole chicken. I don't go to the supermarket, neither does Mr. Sock. So anyway, me and Mr. Sock, we run all over behind the grocery store trying to catch a whole chicken. Let me tell you, it took a couple hours. But we finally caught that whole chicken. And then after we caught it, they put a big price tag on it. So me and Mr. Sock, we get home and we tell Bobby what the situation was, and we're like, don't send us to the grocery store no more for a whole chicken. So me and Mr. Sock's worried she's going to send us down there to get a whole turkey next. Oh my God, I'm glad she didn't ask. I'm glad she already had that. So anyway, we're going to end this.
Don't forget to like, follow us, and don't forget to enter into the contest.
Yeah, and if you got any questions for Mr. Sock, we know Bobby's famous because there was a limo picked her up outside the door the other day, and she still won't tell us, me or Mr. Sock, either one, what that's about. So we're all still kind of guessing at it. The neighbors come out to watch her pull off in this limo, but they don't come across the yard to ask me or Mr. Sock what's going on, because I don't think they like Mr. Sock. So there you have it. Maybe we'll find out what the limo's all about. But anyway, we got it there. Don't forget the book. You got to read the book. Book 2 is going to be out
October 31st, 2022.
Yep, so it'll be out in October. But you got to read the first book before you understand
the second book.
The second book. And I want to put it out there, folks. There's a lot of money was spent on this book. Mr.
Emery King.
Emery King even mentioned the book. The book is good for several things. Now, a lot of money went into it, but Mr. Emery said it could be used as a deadly weapon. Believe me, I dropped it on Mr. Sock the other night when I took the book into the shower to read. So I'm sorry for that, Mr. Sock.
That's where he has a blue eye.
Sure. I bet he was sorry. I am. Well, matter of fact, if you would have got in the hamper before it got in the shower, the book wouldn't have fell on you. So it's not my fault. But the book is so good, you could actually read it in the shower. I kid you not. Look at the pages. Mr.
King.
Mr. King has even said how well the book is made. And if he said how well it is, buddy, trust him. Trust him. Good man. Oh, I do got one more question before we leave, people. I do.
What you looking for?
Oh, here it is. Me and Mr. Sock was questioning this. Mr. Sock wants to know, why is there only a picture of you and your son in the book? How come me Mr. Sock or Montana was not in the book.
I
So-
like Muck more.
I hope the next book comes out. Got me, Montana, my son, Boone. Sassy won't be in it because she likes to stay out of the picture. She's so old. But I hope we're in the next one. I don't know, Mr.
Emery King.
Emery King. Your picture might even be in there with us. Yeah, I'd like to see that. So, anyway, we're going to end it there for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy it. And remember, if you've got any questions or emails, send them to Bobby. Now, if you're Bobby's family, send them to Mr. Sock. Mr. Sock wants to read them. He really does. Mr. Sock, tell him again where Bobby's family can send these emails to. It is Mr. Sock, www.IDon'tGiveAShit.com. All right, so Bobby's family knows where to send it, and the rest of you know to send your stuff to Bobby. So anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, and until next time.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.